The arrangement of definite order of number of objects taken all at a time or some at a time, and it is denoted as NPR. N factorial can also be written as n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, etc. For example, 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that's equal to 120. NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, where r lies between 0 and 1. Hello dear students, welcome to this session of mathematics class. I am Mr. Niranjan, faculty, Department of Mathematics, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. So in my previous class we have discussed regarding fundamental theorem of multiplication, fundamental principle of counting and the problems based on that. Today in this session I am going to take the first part of the chapter, that is the permutations and the factorial representation, factorial notation, and the problems based on the factorial notation. Now let us know regarding the permutation definition. Today let us discuss regarding the permutations and the problems based on permutations and the factorial notations and simple problems based on the factorial notation. Permutation is nothing but an arrangement. It is an arrangement in a definite order of number of objects taken some or all at a time. So permutation is an arrangement in a definite order, of a number of objects taken some at a time or all at a time. So the arrangement of definite order of number of objects taken all at a time or some at a time, and it is denoted as NPR. So here NPR stands for number of permutation, the permutation of n different things taken or at a time. So NPR is nothing but the permutation of n different things taken or at a time is called the permutation. So this can also be denoted like this, NPR or P of n comma r, the permutation. So permutation of NPR is, that is nothing but the permutation is arrangement. That means here the arrangement of n different things taken or at a time or all some or elements at a time is denoted as NPR of P of n comma r. Now let us know what are the observations. So the number of permutations of n different objects taken or at a time where the r is in between 0 and n. So 0 less than or equal to n. So that means all r less than n or equal to n. That means the permutation of n different objects taken or at a time is where 0 less than or equal to n and the objects do not repeat. That is n into n minus 1, n minus 2, etc. n minus r plus 1 is denoted as NPR. Hence NPR is equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, etc. n minus r plus 1. So therefore the formula for NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So the permutation of n different things taken or at a time is given by factorial n divided by factorial n minus r. This is the formula which we are going to use to solve the problems on permutations. This is the first concept. So the first one is the number of permutation of different objects taken or at a time where 0 less than or equal to n and the object do not repeat. So therefore the permutation of n things taken or at a time is given by NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Now suppose the number of permutation of n different objects taken or at a time where repetition is allowed. If the repetition is allowed is n to the power of r. So that is the number of permutation of n different things, number of permutations of n different things taken or at a time is given by whenever the repetition is allowed. If the repetition is allowed is given by n to the power of r. Right. With the first one where the object do not repeats, whenever the repetition is not allowed, then NPR divided by n factorial divided by n minus r. If the repetition is allowed, then it is equal to n to the power of r. Now Now, the next concept is the factorial notation. That is, the notation n factorial represents the product of first n natural numbers. N factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 etc. n minus 1 into n. So, n factorial is equal to, so the product of first n natural numbers, n factorial 1 into 2 into 3 into etc. n minus 1 into n. So, we can also write like this, n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 etc. Right. So, n factorial can also be written as n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 etc. For example, let us take for example 5 factorial. 5 factorial can be written as 5 into 5 minus 1 into 5 minus 2 into 5 minus 3 into 5 minus 4. Right. So, that is nothing but 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, what is this equal to? So, 5 4s are 20, 20 into 3, 60, 60 into 2 is 120. Its value is equal to 120. That's it. See, n factorial can also be written as n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 etc. For example, 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that's equal to 120. Okay. So, in general, the factorial notation n factorial represents the product of first n natural numbers. That is, n factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 etc. n minus 1 into n, or we can also write like this, n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 etc. This is an example for a 5 factorial. Now, move on to the next concept, the problems based on this, remarks. So, what are the remarks? 0 factorial is always equal to 1. The factorial of 0 is 1. 1 into 2 can also be written as 2 factorial. 1 into 2 into 3 is nothing but 3 factorial. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 can be written as 4 factorial, and so on. So, therefore, n factorial is also equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. That is nothing but, next term is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial. Next term is n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial. So, when n is greater than 2, when n is greater than 3, so on. Right. So, therefore, n factorial is n into n minus 1 factorial. That is also equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 if n is greater than or equal to 2. If next, n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 factorial if n is greater than or equal to 3. Now, just let us know the formula for the permutation NPR. So, the formula for NPR. NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, where r lies between 0 and 1. So, NPN is always equal to n factorial and NP naught is always equal to 1. So what is the formula for NPR? Therefore, the permutation of n things taken r at a time is given by n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. N factorial divided by n minus r factorial, where r lies between 0 and 1. And NPN, n factorial, NPN is always equal to n. For example, 6p6 is always equal to 6. 5p5 is also equal to 5. And similarly, NP naught is always equal to 1. Now, next point. What is the remark? The number of permutations of n objects where p objects are of same kind, then the rest of all different is equal to n factorial divided by p factorial. So, the number of permutations of n objects where p objects are of same kind, out of n, if p objects are of same kind and the rest are all different kinds, different types, is equal to n factorial divided by p factorial. Right. Now, suppose the number of permutations of n objects where p1 objects are of one kind and p2 objects of another kind, p3 objects of other kind, etc., pk are of a kth kind, then the rest, if any, are of different kind is given by n factorial divided by p1 factorial into p2 factorial into p3 into etc. pk factorial. This is also an important formula. The number of permutations of n objects where p1, p2, p3 are of different kinds, then the rest are of kth kind, and the rest, if any, or of different kind is given by n factorial divided by p1 factorial into p2 factorial into p3 factorial, right? So that means the number of permutations of n objects of different kinds p1, p2, p3 etc. is given by n factorial divided by p1 factorial into p2 factorial into p3 factorial etc. pk factorial. Now, based on this, let us take few small examples. Evaluate 5 factorial, 8 factorial, 7 factorial minus 5 factorial. Okay. Now, the first one, as I told, 5 factorial can be written as 5 into 5 minus 1 is 4, 5 minus 5 minus 1, 5 minus 2, 5 minus. So, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, this is 5 4s are 20, 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12, 120. The answer for this is 120. On the other hand, 8 factorial can be written as 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, if you multiply, what you will get? So, this is equal to 40320. Okay. 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, up to 5 will get 120. 120 into 6 into 7 into 8, you will get 40320. Okay. Now, the next one. What is the next one? 7 factorial minus 5 factorial. This can be written as factorial 7. So, factorial 7 is equal to 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 minus 5 factorial means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, what is this equal to? 7 factorial. 7 factorial means 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If you multiply, you are going to get 5040 minus 5 factorial. 5 into 4 into 3 into 2, 1 is already equal to 120. So, this is 120. Subtract 5040 minus 120. What is this equal to? 4920. 4920. That's it. So, 7 factorial minus 5 factorial is equal to 4920. Since 7 factorial is 5040 minus 120 is nothing but factorial of 5. So, 5040 minus 120 is 4920. That's it. Okay. Now, move on to the next problem. Compute 7 factorial divided by 5 factorials. This is very simple. 7 factorial, you know, 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 divided by 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So, 5 into this 2 gets cancelled. What is left over is 7 into 6. 7 6 are 42. The answer is 42. Okay. Or the another way, easiest way, or we can also simplify this. 7 factorial by factor 5 like this. 7 factorial means 7 into 6 into remaining 5 factorial divided by the denominator is 5 factorial. So, 5 factorial gets cancelled. What is left over in the numerator? 7 into 6. 7 6 are 42. So, this is how we are going to solve. Right. See here, if you want, just write down the factorial of 7 and factorial of 5. Cancel the terms which gets cancelled. 7 6 are 42, or this 7 factorial can also be written as 7 into 6 into 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial gets cancelled. 7 6 are 42. Okay. Any method you can use to solve this problem. Similarly, this also equal to, this problem can be solved using 8 factorial means, so 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. In the denominator, we have 6 factorial. In the and 2 into 1, 2 factorial. 6 factorial gets cancelled. 2 4s are 8 gets cancelled. 4 into 7. So, just multiply it. That's it. 7 into 4 is 28. That's it. 28. Okay. So, very simple. So, 8 factorial is 8 into 7 into 6 factorial divided by the denominator 6 factorial as it is into 2 factorial is 2 into 1 6 factorial. Numerator and denominator gets cancelled. The 6 factorial both in numerator and denominator gets cancelled. What is left over is 2 4s are 8. 4 into 7 is equal to 28 is the answer. Now, move on to the next one. Next, evaluate. So, here a formula is given. Evaluate n factorial divided by n minus r factorial where n is equal to 5 and r is equal to 2. Now we have to find out this value. What is the given equation? What is the given equation? N factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Put n is equal to 5. Put n is equal to 5 and r is equal to 2. So you will get 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial. That is 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial. What is the equal to? 5 factorial is 5 into 4 into factorial 3 divided by 3 factorial. These two gets cancelled. 5 4s are 20. That's it. The simplified answer is 20. Right. Now suppose if let us take one more example. For n is equal to 6 and r is equal to 2, then the given equation can be written as given equation n factorial. 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 2 factorial. What is 6 factorial as it is? 6 minus 2 is 4 factorial. So 6 factorial is 6 into 5 into 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. These two gets cancelled. 6 5s are 30. That's it. The simplified answer is 30. So 6 factorial by 4 factorial is 30. Here 5 factorial by 3 factorial is equal to 20. Like this. We are going to simplify this problem. Now another set of problem. Find n if np5 is equal to 42 times np3 where n is greater than 4. So, right. So, you know the formula for NPR. First, what is the formula for NPR? NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So, this can be written as n factorial divided by n minus 5 factorial is equal to 42 times n factorial divided by n minus 3 factorial. Now, so this can be written as n factorial. This is nothing but n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4 and factorial n minus 5 divided by in the denominator we have n minus factorial is equal to 42 into same n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial divided by n minus 3 factorial. These two gets cancelled. N minus 5 gets cancelled. What we have in the left hand side and right hand side? So n into n minus 1, n minus 2 divide gets cancelled. Just we have n minus 3 into n minus 4 is equal to 42. So all these terms n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 on left hand side, right hand side divide, you will get this gets cancelled. So what is left over is n minus 3 into n minus 4 is equal to 42. Simplify this. That's it. Now this can be solved by any method. Suppose here what is given? N minus 3 into n minus 4 is equal to 42. By error and trial method you can put n is equal to 10. So if you put n is equal to 10, 10 minus 1, 10 minus 3 is 7 into 10 minus 4 is 6. 7 4s are 42. We can say n is equal to 10, or otherwise you can simplify by just multiplying these two. If you multiply these two, you will get a quadratic equation and solve it. Now if you multiply this, other way to simplify this is or we can solve like this. N into n is n square, n into 4 is minus 4n, again 3 into n is 3n minus 3n, minus into minus plus 4 3s are 12, minus 42 is equal to 0. So n square minus 7n minus 42 plus 12 is minus 30 is equal to 0. So the factors for this, these factors can be written as 30 can be written as 10 3s are 30. So therefore the factors are n minus 10 into n plus 3 is equal to 0. So n minus 10 is equal to 0 means n is equal to 10 or n is equal to minus 3. We cannot take the negative. So therefore the value of n is equal to 10. So here n is equal to 10. So that's it. So therefore the value of n is equal to 10. So you can solve like any method. See, n minus 3 into n minus 4 is equal to 42 means if you by error and trial method, if you put n is equal to 10, 10 minus 3 and 10 minus 4, that is 7 6 of 42. So therefore from this you can say n is equal to 10, or from this just multiply, you will get a quadratic equation, factorize it. The factors are n minus 10 into n plus 3 is equal to 0, n is equal to 10 or n is equal to minus 3, we cannot take the negative value. So therefore n is equal to 10 is the required answer. So the answer for this is n is equal to 10, which is greater than 4. Now move on to the next problem. If n minus 1 P3 is to n P4 is equal to 1 is to 9, then find the value of n. So what is given? Given that n minus 1 P3 divided by n P4 is equal to 1 by 9. Okay. Now this can be written as n minus 1. n minus 1 P3 means n minus 1 into n minus 1 minus 1 is n minus 2, n minus 3 divided by, in the denominator, n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 is equal to 1 by 9. That's it. See, n minus 1 P3 means first element here it is n minus 1. So n minus 1 minus 1 is n minus 2. n minus 2 minus 1 is n minus 3 divided by n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. Cancel the terms. These three gets cancels. So what is left over? We have 1 over n is equal to 1 by 9. So therefore reciprocate it. N is equal to 9. That's it. Okay. Very simple concept. So n minus 1 P3 is to n P4 is equal to 1 is to 9 means n minus 1 P3 by n P4 is equal to 1 by 9. n minus 1 P3 can be written as n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 divided by n P4 is n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 is equal to 1 by 9. So n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 both in numerator and denominator gets cancelled. What is left over is 1 over n is equal to 1 by 9. Reciprocate it. N is equal to 9 is the required answer. So therefore n is equal to 9 is the answer in this case. Now let us move on to the next problem. 5PR is equal to 6PR minus 1. Find R. So what is 5PR? 5PR is nothing but 5 factorial divided by 5 minus R factorial is equal to 6PR means factorial 6 divided by 6 minus R minus 1 factorial. So this is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus R factorial is equal to factorial 6 divided by multiply by minus 6 minus R minus into minus plus 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 6 minus R plus 1. That is nothing but, so that is 5 factorial as it is divided by 5 minus R factorial is equal to 6 factorial means 6 into 5 factorial divided by 6 plus 1 is 7 minus R factorial. Okay. Now what happens? 5 factorial gets cancelled. Now this is 1 over 5 minus R factorial is equal to 6 divided by 7 minus R factorial means 7 minus R into 7 minus R, 6 minus R, again 5 minus R factorial. So these two also gets cancelled. 1 by 1 is equal to 6 divided by 7 minus R into 6 minus R, cross multiplied. 7 minus R into 6 minus R is equal to 6. Simplify, you will get a quadratic equation. So R by error and trial method you can substitute the value of R. So simplify this. 7 6 are 42 minus 7R minus 6R minus into minus plus R square minus 6 is equal to 0. If you solve, you will get a quadratic equation like this. R square minus 13R, then 42 minus 6 plus 36 is equal to 0. Now factorize this. So just apply the cross multiplication. This is R into R. 36 factors are 9 into 4. 9 4s are 36. If you add, this is minus and minus. Minus into minus plus. If you add minus 9R minus 4R, you will get minus 13R, the middle term. So that is by finding the middle term. Now what are the factors we are going to get? R minus 9 into R minus 4 is equal to 0. Therefore, the value of R is equal to 9. R is equal to 4. Okay. Now here, since n is equal to 5, R should be less than n. So that means we cannot take R is equal to 9. Therefore, R is equal to 4. So therefore, R is equal to 4. Okay. Because R should be less than or equal to, since R should be less than or equal to n. So if we consider n is equal to, R is equal to 9, 9 is greater than 5. So therefore we cannot take R is equal to 9. So therefore R should be less than or equal to n. So therefore the value of R in this case is 4. We can take R is equal to 4, R is equal to 9. Right. That's it. So therefore R is equal to 4 is the required answer. Followed. Very simple. See here, just 5pr means 5 factorial by 5 minus r factorial. 6pr minus 1 means 6 factorial divided by 6 minus r minus 1 is nothing but say 6 plus 1, 7 minus r factorial. So 5 by 5 minus r factorial is also equal to 6 into 7 minus r into 6 minus r into this 5 minus r factorial. So 5 gets cancelled. What we have in the numerator is only 6 divided by 7 minus r into 6 minus r cross multiplied. So what you will get? 7 minus r into 6 minus r is equal to 6. Simplify, you will get a quadratic equation like r square minus 13r plus 36 is equal to 0. If you factorize, the factors are r minus 9 into r minus 4. So then r is equal to 9 or r is equal to 4. Since r should be less than or equal to n, therefore r is equal to 4. So we can take r is equal to 4. Therefore the required answer is r is equal to 4. That's it. Hope you followed. Very important problem for 2 marks or 3 marks. These are few problems based on the formulas of permutations and the factorial notation. So that's all regarding today's session. Let us meet with a different concept in the next session. Thank you. Thank you very much.